Do you ever wonder what life would be like on Mars? One Boise State professor does, and his research here on Earth helps us understand the red planet's climate. 6 on Your Side's Jessica Taylor joins us in studio to talk about his research.
Brian Jackson is the Boise State professor who studies terrestrial dust devils, basically tiny dust tornadoes here on Earth. But that same phenomenon happens much more frequently on Mars, and he says understanding them on Earth helps discover what's happening on other planets.
It's fun to kind of picture yourself standing on the surface of Mars and thinking about what you're seeing right here on the Earth is what you would see if you were standing on the surface of Mars.
Brian Jackson teaches physics at Boise State, but his main area of research is on Mars, the tornado-like structures called dust devils.
Dust devils occur all over the place on Mars. They're much more common on Mars than on the Earth.
They're much slower than tornadoes, typically moving 10 to 20 miles per hour, but they do occur here on Earth. Just 4 hours outside Boise, Brian and his students are studying the dust devils that form at the Alford Desert in southeastern Oregon with drones.
Camera actually right here, we use that also to collect data.
The drones measure how much dust is being lifted.
As you can imagine, we can't very easily get to Mars to do these kinds of studies.
On Earth, dust devils can affect regional air quality, but they create larger scale effects on Mars.
So on Mars, dust devils play an important role in the climate. They inject dust into the atmosphere, and the Martian atmosphere is really dusty for that reason.
Beyond studying dust devils for climate purposes, the dust poses another challenge on Mars. It can affect missions sent from Earth for other research.
Many of the missions that land on the surface of Mars are powered by solar panels, and dust is constantly falling out of the atmosphere onto these solar panels and obscuring them.
Brian and his students continue to work on the project and hopefully gain more answers about the atmospheres on Mars and Earth.
They operate more or less the same on the Earth as on Mars, and so if we can understand how dust devils work on the Earth, which we don't understand very well, then we may be able to use that understanding to understand how they affect climate on Mars.